We have the World Champion Ju Wenjun before the game, and she is right now mobbed by the fans in Norway. Very, very popular. Of course, everyone's thrilled to have her here. Today, she takes on India #1 Koneru Humpy. And we have the opening move, pawn to d4 on the board. And Humpy, she hasn't had a great event until now, but today things could change. Their classical game ended in a draw, and it's now time for the Armageddon. Pawn to d4, knight f6, knight to f3 played. And Humpy pushes pawn to e6. We have e3 by Ju Wenjun and d5. Very symmetrical. This is known as the Kohli system. And Humpy takes a bit of time here and goes pawn to c5. Pawn to c3. Really, this one is very unambitious way for white to play. But the plan is pretty clear. You go knight d2. You castle, you go queen e2, you take on c5, you push e4. That's the typical way. It's actually playing the semi-Slav with the white pieces. So you could also think about take, b4, bishop b2 and that setup as well. Castles by Humpy. Humpy has 7 minutes. Ju Wenjun 10 minutes at the start of the game. Now Humpy is down to 5.5, while Ju Wenjun has increased her time lead to close to 4 minutes. e5 played by Humpy, takes on c5 by Wenjun, attacking the bishop. Bishop takes back and pawn to e4. Typical way to play. I think d4 can be a decent move here. Humpy maybe could go bishop g4. She pins the pawn. But now e takes d5. And you have to be very careful, because if, let's say, knight takes d5, then all sorts of ideas of bishop h7, queen e4 are in the air. So takes with the queen, actually, Humpy. And now Ju Wenjun can go knight e4. She plays it. Because if knight takes, bishop takes, maybe queen e6, this is a fine position. But Humpy drops back her bishop, bishop e7, and this is not a great move. Rook d1 looks very strong. Take, bishop takes h7 and you lose the queen. And Ju Wenjun now can carefully, maybe she can even start off with the move h3. That's a very cool move, because if you give up your bishop, I take queen f3. So bishop h5 makes sense, keeping the pin and then bringing your bishop to g6. Well, Ju Wenjun took a lot of time there. She's down to 5 minutes 30 seconds. But she does have a very, very good position. Is she going to play rook d1? Yes, she finds it. Good move, rook d1. And queen a5. Humpy goes far away, but now it's winning for Ju Wenjun. Takes, bishop takes, king takes, check, takes, queen takes, bishop h6. This is the tough part to see. Take, and rook d6. If f6, rook d7 wins. Can Ju Wenjun take here? No, she goes knight g3. She misses her chance. And remember, she has to win this game. Bishop g6, Humpy comes back. Big miss here. And now bishop takes. She takes, h takes makes sense. b4, pushing the pawn. And queen comes back to c7. And somehow Ju Wenjun isn't happy with her position. She is going to win a pawn here on e5. But look at her structure on the queen side. All weaknesses. c4 square is weak. So she takes on e5. And now Humpy takes. Knight takes. Rook c8. All that Humpy needs is a draw. So there are high chances that she can achieve it. If bishop e3, she goes bishop d2, defending here. But can we go knight c4 and trade off another pair of pieces? She first goes rook c5, attacking the knight on the e5. You can defend it with f4. Defends it. And rook fc8. Plays it. Rook b1. Putting pressure here. And knight to c4. Attacking the knight on e5. Takes. Rook takes. Knight comes back. So white is still a pawn up, but look at black pieces. Knight jumping in, bishop coming in. Yeah, knight goes to e4. Bishop e1. Shall we also go for a check? She goes bishop f6. Everyone's ganging up on the c3 pawn. Ju Wenjun gets rook in to d7. The knight hits back the rook. The rook has to go back. Humpy looks up. After move 40, we have 1 second increment. So they have to make 13 more moves. And 1 minute 13 seconds. And Humpy starts to move quickly because she has to roughly make one move at almost 3 to 4 seconds per move. Rook b3. And now shall we take on c3? She takes, knight takes. Everything's going to be traded, it seems, on that square. Ju Wenjun has come down to a minute. She takes on c3. Bishop takes on c3. And well, if you don't take here, this bishop could become very strong on this diagonal. So she takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes. And now can we give a check first? King h7 and rook d7. Attacking here and here. And Humpy now finds a very good move f6. So after rook takes b7, she has rook a3. And this pawn cannot be defended. And the position is just equal. King h2. Move 36. King g3. And now maybe rook b2. She plays it here. King f3. It goes back again. h4. How is Ju Wenjun even going to try and win this? It's very difficult. And hence a draw looks very likely. And a draw means Humpy would win the Armageddon against the world champion. It's not been particularly great event for Ju Wenjun. King g2. And king h5 loses the pawn to rook g7. So carefully coming back. King up. And Ju Wenjun down to 9 seconds. They've repeated, I guess, 3 times. King h3. And maybe Humpy can lock the king up with rook a2. Yeah, she does it. The king is locked. She goes rook a5, rook back to a2. And you don't have any moves at all. Rook b8. Just rook a5. Goes rook b2, attacking here. h5, giving up a pawn, takes. King comes up. King comes here. There was a mate that was threatened. Rook a2. And Ju Wenjun actually loses on time. Wow. Humpy beats Ju Wenjun here and gets that half point.